go.
Alright.
So
Yeah, right.
this is the new introduction.
And we're black already.
So everything looks okay.
Cool.
We are beautiful. That fish looks weird.
Just saw it.
And,
Would you corp?
and we've got a bit of a picture on the background. So, hey everyone, welcome aboard. This is the From the Couch show, the Thursday show that we are here every Thursdays 4 p.m. Eastern Time and 2000 hours UTC. And from our little discussion, if everything continues in the way that it is going, well, next week is our last show and will be probably the last From the Couch.
Yeah,
So,
different things coming up.
He's got an offer,
Got
and
an offer as
you know,
tester QA. for
I really don't
company.
understand, from this fantastic place where he's not paid to a job being paid. I don't know why.
Well, I won't get paid much more, but at least it's something I want to do.
So, anyways, next week will be the last From the Couch, and maybe not the last forever.
No, but you
never know.
I
You
might
never
pop
know.
up a few Saturdays once in a while too.
So we'll check it out.
This I can do.
And so this is the show where we talk about technology, gaming, and all sorts of little things like that for what's happening in the past week.
Yep.
And of course, I have my co-host. My name is Gilles. I'm looking in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, and my co-host Gabriel. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty happy. Just
Pretty happy.
came back on Monday from the Anime North convention in Toronto, which is a convention for like a Comic-Con but Japanese style. So was in Toronto for the weekend. Had a real blast with my brothers and two of his friends. Spent a lot of money on this wondrous retarded fish that we have here.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
And of course, the toy of the moment, fidget spinners.
Oh God. He's gonna play with this all evening.
There's one for you too.
Yeah, we'll play together.
Yay!
Mine is more beautiful.
But I'm the fidget master.
You're the fidget master. They're kind of heavy.
Yeah.
So
Well,
they're in metal.
Some are in plastic, but I prefer Disney
Those are
line
in metal.
actually.
Yeah,
And
but they're actually nice.
I've got a third one at home.
They are actually nice.
Ah.
So, and how much did you pay for those things?
Too much.
Yeah.
When you look on Amazon and they're twice the price as what you paid for that, but
Yeah, well. So anyways, cool. I saw, of course, your pictures on Facebook and your
Yeah.
live videos that you posted. It was kind of nice to see.
Yeah, I did. I should
And,
make them public so that people in the chat room could search on my Facebook and see them too.
So, cool. Hello, everybody. Welcome aboard. We have a nice little chat room for those that want to join in. And thank you, Bobby Burgess, for the donation today.
Thank you. Always appreciated.
Thank you very much. Really, really welcome. And hey, it's your turn to start.
Yep, it is. We start with news from the Final Fantasy VII Remake. That should come out someday.
Mm-hmm.
That should come out someday.
Mhm.
By 2030 maybe.
Okay. Okay.
Actually, the project director, Naoki Hamaguchi, told a journalist that the game that was partially developed by another studio than Square Enix was brought back inside the Square Enix company only because they want to make the game like the way they really want to.
Okay.
They were afraid that with another company it would look good, but not have the feel that they want to give it.
Okay.
But at the same time, Hamaguchi also said that the game should come out by 2020.
Okay.
At first it was 2018. Now they say 2020.
Okay.
So we've been expecting this remake since the PlayStation 3. So
Okay.
it could still be a while. But at least
Okay.
we keep hearing about it. So it's good news, because if they were just about to forget it, they would not say anything.
So that's kind of a long time because, I'm looking at your new stuff.
Yeah.
Because actually I was looking in your new stuff, if you had that news, which is here, the PS3 is officially discontinued.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're saying, well, we're waiting about this game since the PS3, and I'm like,
that's because
okay.
when the PlayStation 3 was announced in 2000 and I don't know what already, there was a technical demo to show the power of the PlayStation 3, which was the opening scene of Final Fantasy VII made in full HD. And at that time, everybody went crazy. They were like, oh my god, there's a remake coming! But they all said, no, there's nothing. It's only in 2015, during E3, that they announced the official remake.
Okay.
Though people have been speculating for a long time because they saw this technical demo back in the days. There were already a movie about Final Fantasy VII in CGI.
Okay.
Games on the PlayStation 2 which were rendered quite well.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all like, yeah, but how much harder would it be to make a complete game when they can already do other games in the same universe with HD graphics? And they're saying, no, we won't do this. Okay. Well, now it's coming. For nostalgic people like me, it's sure that it's gonna be cool.
Okay. I believe the PS3 is 2007 because I saw in one of the news items I saw it had a 10-year run, so that means
11.
11, so that's 2006.
It came out in 2006 at least.
2006.
Yeah.
Huh.
I got mine in 2008 or 9. I'm not sure.
Okay. Anything else to add?
Not really.
Not really. That was pretty much okay.
More about FF7.
I hesitated in this news item because I thought it was maybe one for you. That you might have a hard time finding a Nintendo Switch this fall and this Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Because what's happening right now, already we know there's a shortage of parts.
Yeah.
For memory, for flash, for all sorts of little things. And Apple, with its new iPhone, is putting a huge pressure on all the companies, which are the same companies that are making the parts for the Nintendo Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And because Apple has a very, very strong power, a lot of the companies, especially Toshiba, because most of these parts are from Toshiba, and a lot of them are also from Samsung, but those companies are at the maximum. They can't make more. They are really maxed out at the amount they can actually produce. So what's happening is that they are kind of giving the iPhone more parts, and apparently Nintendo's going a little crazy saying, come on guys, we need parts. We need to have parts for our Nintendo Switch.
Mm-hmm.
So what's happening is that some analysts were saying, you know what, it's possible that they won't have enough parts to make enough that, at Christmas, you're just going to have no Nintendo Switch in any stores anywhere.
Yeah.
And of course, Nintendo did say that they wanted to sell a certain amount. I don't remember how many millions, but
10 million by next year.
So of course, that could change those numbers if you don't have the parts to make them.
Mm.
And it's actually showing us that we're actually having kind of a huge issue right now with getting parts for different electronic devices. Yeah. And they say that it's not just also the fact that the iPhone's coming out and the Apple's pushing hard. They say that actually almost every type of device, even PCs, what's happening is there's a lot of shortage, including RAM. RAM is doubled in price in like 8 months. And they say the biggest problem right now is that smartphones are so popular that they are taking the majority of all the parts. And so PCs and all other types of devices have a lot of difficulty actually doing something, getting the parts they need.
Well, that's another reason why you should recycle your old electronic product when they're done. Don't throw them in the garbage.
Yeah, part of it can be recycled in different. I wonder up to what point there's recycling of the electronics.
Well,
but,
I believe it's actually the metal parts that can be used. The rare metals going
rare
into
metals,
these,
stuff like that.
They can take it. And even if the RAM inside a phone, I'm sure they can take it and do something else with it. There must be something they can.
But the problem with the RAM the RAM is the fact that it, as we go through time, the RAM that is produced is faster than the one generations before.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to use because you get to a point where the RAM isn't fast enough to cope with what your device needs to do.
Yeah, but when you produce low quality phones, you can.
They could use the RAM from 2003 and.
Yeah. Well,
let's put a big hard drive in there.
4 gigabytes of RAM is still used in many devices. So.
Yeah. Well, even phones don't even have 4 gigabytes. Most for RAM usage, a lot of devices have actually. Have low usage. Even the new iPhone, because of that shortage, actually they said they will limit to 3 gigabytes. Their next iPhone. So it's kind of interesting, but I don't know. And with the market, creating even more phones and more devices, I don't know. There's going to be a need for really more production. For all of that.
There's going to be a point where we cannot produce more.
Well,
someday
they can buy they can build a new factory and double or triple the production. But
do they have do they have the resources in terms of parts to build?
Yeah, well, from what I know, apart from maybe certain types of rare metals. From what I know, it seems that they do have the things needed to produce more of these if they wanted. Okay. It's just that they're maxed out. The factory that they have right now cannot go faster and do more than it's doing right now. Especially these things are very delicate. It has to be done in very very specific conditions, for sure. So if you can't find a Nintendo Switch this wintertime. Well, blame the smartphones, because that could be the problem.
Okay, I see.
So, and yes, thank you, Bobby Burgess. I was saying it at the beginning of the show. Thank you for your donation. Much appreciated. Much appreciated.
So,
okay.
Have you seen that there's yet another Pokemon game coming to mobile devices?
No, I did not see that.
Well, for now it's only in Japan and only in alpha testing.
Okay.
The game is called Pokeland, or in Japanese, Pokerando.
Pokerando. Okay.
So it's a game similar to Pokemon Rumble, in which you actually explore islands and collect new Pokemons using Pokemon toys, Pokemon figures to move around. It's a game, according to what's already been published, will be playable offline and of course online too if you want to challenge your friends. You will be able to use items to enhance your Pokemon. There will be up to, I believe, 52 different islands you can explore. Over 130 Pokemons that will appear at the beginning, and there will be challenge towers that you can fight your way through in order to earn badges or other items. It's just fun to see that, and I believe it's a bit since the late president of Nintendo passed away, that more and more Nintendo games are making their ways on other platforms. Because we never seen that before, and it's only since the Shigeru Miyamoto. That's the creator of Mario. The previous president of Nintendo, since he died, that's when Nintendo started opening itself. So this new game, there's no release date yet, not even a worldwide plan. For all we know, it might only be a Japanese exclusive game. But it's just cool. It's another Pokemon game where you can just collect stuff, and since it's playable offline, it means that it's a Pokemon game you can play in the subway or in the bus and have fun. So let's look forward to Pokerando.
Did it the same one? Possibly.
It's still in alpha.
Okay.
It's alpha testing,
So nothing is...
next week, alpha testing in Japan.
Okay. So
and then we just...
Still kind of a
really
little bit far away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's cool.
Do you know that there's an iPad in North Korea?
There's an iPad in North Korea.
Yeah, they are making iPads.
They are making iPads.
Yes. Well, actually something they're calling an iPad.
Oh, okay.
And
it's a Kim Jong pad?
But you know what? It's because the funniest thing is, okay, they're calling it iPad because they're kind of stealing the name. They don't really care about trademarks anyway in North Korea. And they are also, the funniest thing is, okay, they're making them there. Of course, probably nobody has anyone because nobody has internet and nobody has nothing there anyways. You know, they just want to eat. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So this is what it looks like. This red thing.
And worship their president, dictator, or whatever it is.
And the funniest thing is that we were looking at the things made in North Korea. So this is the iPad, the things you see here, that red thing. But they are also actually producing computers that actually look like iMacs. So when actually there was a news conference at some point, and everybody there looked and said, "Wow, they have iMacs?" And then they looked, and no, it's actually a North Korean computer, but that is exactly like an iMac.
Oh, okay.
And they have a operating system called Red Star 3.
Okay.
And it looks like OS 10 from the Mac computer. So it's just like, okay, so you're somebody somewhere is just looking at what Apple is doing.
Well, yes, because now you have the Kim Jong pad, the Kim Jong Mac,
I'm sure that guy, that Kim Jong Un, whatever. I'm sure he's got an iPad. I'm sure he's got the real thing.
He's got the real thing.
He's got, Netflix. I'm sure he's got Netflix and he's watching movies.
Of course he does.
And he's got like everything that everybody here has,
and
plus more because
he's using VPAs because everything is blocked in North Korea.
And he's like, he's got it on his own internet line direct.
Nah.
He's just like
directly to South Korea,
connected directly to the world instead of having some kind of And actually, one of the funny stories with that is when there was an attack at some point, there was a glitch in North Korea on the internet access over there, and a company that checks out how many websites or how many nodes or connections in each country. When they actually did that glitch, it actually exposed how many computers were connected to the web in North Korea. And the company said, well, we saw exactly 7 computers connected in North Korea. And they're like, what, 7? There's only 7 computers? Kind of. Something like that. So it's like, okay. And they said there was only 1 node for access to the web. And there were exactly 15 websites in North Korea.
Oh my god.
Which were the only ones that any North Korean that would anyways have access, which he doesn't, see. So you would have 15 websites to choose from.
You really have to wonder what is going on in this country.
So it's like, okay. But there was an excellent, by the way, talking of that country, there was an excellent, I think it was on Business Insider. Mm-hmm. They had pictures. A reporter from France actually went there as a tourist, and he actually snapped with a hidden camera tons of little pictures from inside North Korea. Mm-hmm. And it is amazing. I have to find that. You'll have to watch that web page because it's just amazing. There's 30 pictures, and each of them commented by the photographer. And basically, what happened is it's just amazing. He's showing a huge, 50-story buildings in the center of Pyongyang, and he says, well, basically they're just shells. There's nothing in there. They're just trying to show that, oh, look, we've got super modern,
buildings.
But in reality, they're empty. There's nothing inside. And actually, even the ones that are completed, nobody will want to go inside because you never know what's going to happen.
No.
So it's like, okay.
Concrete, not reinforced, and you're not sure it will stay up.
He was showing a train station with a super beautiful train for passengers, and he was saying that basically that train goes to nowhere. It's just they want to show us, look, we have a modern train station, but he says the train doesn't go nowhere.
No.
It's like amazing when you look at all of those things.
No, it's like them saying that they have a nuclear weapon. I mean, yeah, right.
Yeah.
How would they get the resources?
Yeah, you know, it's just I don't know. Someday something's gonna happen, but and actually it prompted me to search on Google why hasn't a country invaded North Korea yet? You know, because they were saying that, for example, the troops within North Korea, a lot of them are actually going around in Ford pickup trucks from the 1980s because they don't have military trucks. And so they were saying, well, you know, they don't have nothing. And somebody said, well, they have just enough that if one country would invade, it would still kill a lot of people around North Korea in other countries. And they say that's why nobody's doing anything, because they don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
So anyways, North Korea has iPads Max and, you know, OS 10, or at least imitations of all of that.
Okay, Kim Jong OS.
Kim Jong OS.
All you see is Kim Jong Un for every icon.
Yep, smiling, or you know, sad. You clicked on a porn site, he's crying. You click on another porn site, okay, you're in jail. So, what else do you have to talk about?
Well, you mentioned it quickly. PlayStation 3, after 11 years, is officially discontinued in Japan. You know, it was already told a few months ago that production would cease in the near future. Now it is official. I believe it's Famitsu that told it, that yes, PlayStation 3 is discontinued after an 11-year cruise and over 80 million consoles launched. And you know, PlayStation 3 at the time was compared to the Xbox 360, and at launch it literally lost to the 360 because the launch was really chaotic. It's like they were just trying to make it look more awesome than it really was.
Okay.
So the launch was not that great. The Xbox 360 at the time took over very quickly. Now we know that PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 sold almost the same for their lifetime.
Okay.
But at the time, you know, one of the big selling point was the fact that there was a Blu-ray CD reader inside the consoles. The game were on Blu-ray, so almost unscratchable.
Yeah.
So already you had games that could really play. It would do full HD. It would go on the internet through Wi-Fi. So you know, at the time, the slogan was PlayStation 3. It only does everything. I remember when we got it. It's true that yes, it did pretty much everything for your average Joe. You wanted to watch a movie in Blu-ray. Well, you would have a gaming console and a Blu-ray, both in the same device. One of the problems at launch, though, was the price. It was kind of overpriced for what it was. It was, at the time, $500 for a 20 gigabyte hard drive and $600 for the 60 gigabyte, and we're talking of US dollars. So it was a lot of money for a gaming console.
Yeah.
Even today, you know, consoles are not more than 300 maybe.
The only thing, you know what, that they should have invested in, I would say, for one thing, but you know, that's every console has usually problems with that. Is you know, for example, the web browser. It could have been better.
It could have been better, but you know, at the time, in 2006, I think it was.
But I don't think, anyways, a lot of people go on the internet with their console. They play games and they watch.
I do sometimes when I want to watch like anime on my TV and it's not on Netflix.
Okay.
It will read these weird videos format on websites.
Okay.
My PS4 does it.
Okay.
And PS3 did it for a while.
Okay.
I remember watching anime on the PS3 on
Okay.
my TV, but
Probably got outdated at some point.
But you know,
for some
after
reason.
some updates, at some point, the browser just kind of began to be crap. Maybe also because of how the
maybe
internet became. You know.
Yeah, but they probably didn't update the. You know, the internet has new protocols and new
Yeah,
formats of all sorts of
they,
things.
Yeah, and they didn't.
And they probably didn't update
but you know,
for all of that.
What is nice though is that even though the console is discontinued, it is still being supported, fully supported by PlayStation. There are still software updates. The PlayStation Store also gets its updates. Of course, you see that after some times, it's been 11 years. Okay, when you go on the PlayStation Store, online store, okay, it is slower than it was at the time because you know it's getting heavy for the console, but everything still works fine. I still have mine; it's working well, and so of course you know it's not at 80 million. It's not the best seller for PlayStation. We all know that the PlayStation 2 sold more than 155 million units and is still to this date the highest selling console ever.
Okay.
And now the PlayStation 4, from what we know, has reached 78 million.
Okay.
So will probably surpass the PlayStation 3 soon. But you know, I still play games on my PlayStation 3 because since you can still buy games online. There are some games that you know, because I'm a nostalgic kind of guy, I prefer if I can get the CD version, you know, the physical version of the game on the PlayStation 3.
Mm-hmm.
I will take it instead of buying the remake on the PS4 online. I prefer to have the disc and just play it on the console, have the real feel of it. Some great titles also came on the PlayStation 3. We remember The Last of Us, the Uncharted games. It was cool. It was a nice console, and still is. Beat it by the 360, but I remember when we got it, it was pretty cool. Though I must say, of course, when we bought it, there was not that many games that were cool on it. It's only like at the end of its life cycle that really good game began coming out on the console. I think you know, I don't think we've bought more than 20 games for the PS3. So it's you know they struggled a bit, but it wasn't a flop. That it wasn't, but you know it was
80
cool.
million.
It was cool. Yeah, 80 million. You cannot complain about that.
Not too bad.
So, I said it's discontinued in Japan. Though there's a note that they might keep selling it for a short while in other countries. We know, for example, that Brazil only got the console in 2010, so they might keep selling it in other countries where it came out later. But officially, you know, if it's not produced in Japan anymore, it really won't be long before it's discontinued.
If production ends, I don't think it's gonna. It's not gonna be. You know, they're gonna run out of it. Pretty fast.
If the Japanese factory are not producing it, it's like, well, we don't care about you anymore.
And they want to move on to something else. Yeah. They want you to.
But the one thing I'm scared of, and that's what I always say with, you know, the fact that you can now buy your games online.
Mm-hmm.
The day that they decide to stop supporting the PlayStation Store on the PlayStation 3, what will happen to all those games you bought online? Well, you have to... Well, my guess is that you will have to just find a big enough hard drive to download them all with all the updates if you want to play them again after that. But that's something that scares me for the future.
Yeah, it depends on how it's done. Yeah, because of course if you download it, technically it should still continue functioning.
Yeah.
It's just that if your PS3 has a glitch and you lose them, it's kind of complicated if the store isn't there anymore. You know.
But well, anyway, the day it happens, I will make sure to have 2 hard drives on which I can download my games.
Okay. Host of new PCs coming. There is a Computex. There was a Computex, which is probably the biggest. And even if we don't hear a lot about it, it's like the biggest tech show in the world.
Okay.
And it happened this week. So of course there's a lot of announcements from different companies of different things because of that. One of them was interesting because Microsoft, Intel, and Qualcomm actually talked together about upcoming devices. Now it's interesting because a lot of news items and a lot of news reports only talked about the ARM side with Windows 10. But the thing is, that they actually have Intel stuff also in there. So it's not just ARM stuff coming. So basically what we know is that Asus, Lenovo, and HP will be the first to have what's called always connected devices. And always connected devices means that they will have embedded SIMs or eSIMs. That means the device you'll buy, for example the laptop, will have a SIM card integrated to the motherboard, and that SIM card will be open to any carrier. So you can buy those and you will be able to simply connect to whatever carrier you wish with these devices. They will have gigabit LTE on these devices, which is really fast. So it's interesting, a host of devices, and some of them from Intel, meaning that you'll have regular Windows 10 from a tablet or anything. You'll also have the ARM one, because that's going to be interesting to see the ARM devices that will have the full Windows 10 in it also. That's something that a lot of us are curious to see. But with included eSIMs, embedded SIMs on the motherboard, gigabit LTE, you just choose your carrier. That could be an interesting game changer for how you consume with a PC, or that means you buy a laptop, and instead of getting the internet at home, you got a laptop with a SIM card integrated already, so you can just call up the carrier and say, hey, how much for whatever gigabytes a month of internet? And they're going to say, okay, cool, you hook up, and that means anywhere you go, you don't need anything else, you're connected all the time. So interesting new type of devices coming.
Sooner or later, we will have the internet everywhere anyway. I mean, it's bound to happen someday.
Well, it's already pretty much like that. What the biggest barriers right now are mostly, if we look here in Canada, the mobile internet is really expensive.
Because if you go somewhere like in Japan, the Japan itself is internet. Anywhere you are, there are free Wi-Fi you can connect to, and no limits, but of course full speed. And
this is different in a way, because this one is with embedded SIMs. That means you don't even need Wi-Fi. You're connected through a cell carrier, and that's it, with your laptop or tablet. So it's kind of interesting. It's an interesting concept. In the United States, where many providers are actually giving you unlimited internet. On the carriers, I think that's interesting. Here in Canada, it's still something that would be far off, because there's still too much limits on connections through LTE and all of that. Yeah. But still, that's interesting, because embedded SIMs.
Here today we have unlimited internet on our phones. They will say, you have unlimited up to 2 gigabytes. After that, it might get slow.
Oh, you'll get it. It's going to cost $199.
Yeah.
And what's interesting also...
You can make sure I'll watch Netflix a lot if it costs me that much.
Gigabit LTE is, gotta say, really fast. So that apparently coming this fall. A host of PCs with Intel and Qualcomm ARM processors. And apparently HP, Lenovo, and Asus said, yep, there will be something coming up. It's gonna be cool to see. It's gonna be nice to see these devices and what they look like, and see how it's gonna shape the way that we buy and consume our internet. Maybe it's gonna change something. And so, did we go through our main news?
In like half an hour, yeah.
Okay, not bad. 35 minutes. I think we've never been so fast in our main news.
Yeah, first show ever. We were even faster than that.
Yeah, read? Okay.
Yeah.
But anyways.
We did it in like 15 minutes.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
Well, you know,
We
sometimes...
blabber more, and it depends on what you have to say also.
Well, yeah, it's true. You know, sometimes big news will only take a minute to tell because, well, that's that.
Yeah.
So tonight we are eating fish.
Yes, fish. We'll cook this one. Not sure it's going to be that good.
Well, don't try because anyway, its scales are so hard it cannot be eaten.
Okay.
That's a true fact about the Magikarp.
Okay. I don't know what to add to that. Here, I've got on my phone 6 gigabytes of data for about $30. Something like that.
I've got 6 gigabytes too, and everything unlimited for what does it cost me? I think 62 and 62 every month.
62.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have like a bonus 2 gigabytes until Christmas because, well, they just offered it to me, so why not?
Yeah, I've got my phone with unlimited. I've got my 6 gigabytes of data. I've got my home phone also all on the same now, so it's 100. I think 104 altogether. So hello chat room.
Yeah,
how are
who's
you?
there?
This is Sue Robinson. Nice to have you here.
Marco.
No problem. Tim is working hard, from what I see.
Bobby Burgess. Hi to you.
Bobby Burgess. Mark O.
Cosmic Lettuce.
Cosmic Lettuce. What else do we have here?
Arun something.
Arun Y.
Purple Pearls.
Purple Pearls, of course.
And
have everybody here.
all the others who are watching but are not
say hello.
commenting.
Say hello.
Just
We're
say
gonna tell you hello.
And speaking of Cosmic Lettuce, I believe I told you, here in Canada they are selling these postal stamp commemorating Star Trek. Because, you know, of course, Captain Kirk was from Montreal, Canada, so it's like they're doing something for it. And I was at the post office this morning. I was like, oh, I kind of want this package of postal stamp Star Trek theme.
Okay.
You know, it's just the geek inside me wants it.
Oh well, you know, why not?
I already bought, and I want that, but you know, I already bought so much stuff this weekend that this morning it took me like 2 hours to figure out where to put my new posters.
Okay.
So I managed to find something to do, but it's like, oh crap.
Okay.
I keep buying more and more and more stuff that I don't know what to do with.
You know, when they're
but
rich.
It's just cool.
You know, watching rich people talk about what they have.
One of my brother's friend, he's like at the beginning of the weekend at Anime North, was like, oh, I'm just looking for things from this and that. For now. After I found them, I can buy the rest.
Okay. Hey, Haddon Guardado, nice to have you here.
Yep.
My take on blue light, you know, blue light reduction. Okay. You know what blue light reduction is? Have you heard about that?
I heard it before, but I'm not sure.
Because in your new operating system that you have a there's an option there in the settings now for that, and
it's like it's these waves that gives us cancer.
No, actually,
that controls our brains.
The idea behind this is that studies. Because since we have LED screens, the white, when it's a white screen, is bluish.
Okay, why did you buy this bag of crap?
Because I knew that we would eat the crap out of it, because we just can't control ourselves. And so, basically, the blue light in studies seem to show that it triggers in our brain. Apparently, our brain is wired to wake up and stay awake when there's blue because of the blue sky, apparently.
Oh, well, that would make some sense.
So, the blue light coming from the screen apparently triggers our brain in thinking, yeah, I gotta stay up. And so when you use your computer or tablet before going to bed, the studies seem to show you have more difficulty sleeping because of that.
Okay.
Now, I use my stuff and I look at a 50-inch screen like that with white up to, like 1 in the morning and go to bed and don't really have any problems. But maybe it's depends on the people. But I don't know. I don't know.
And I mean, when you're tired anyway.
So, yeah, but I don't know. I understand possibility of interference in with the brain because of that. My take, I'm not sure. I'm open-minded to maybe it's possible, and so that's why in Windows Creators Update there's that switch. There's apps also f.lux, which does it, and basically what it does is you can set it and say, okay, in Windows Creators Update, for example, it knows when the sun sets. Okay. So what it does, when the sun sets, it switches your screen and puts it more yellowish.
Okay.
To reduce the blue.
Where is it? I just want to have a look.
Just type night light.
Night light. Okay.
Yeah. And there you'll see the settings on night light, which you can turn on. You can choose when to turn it on. You can set specific times to turn it on. And for example, look at that slider. Move the slider, and you're going to see how it changes.
So this is normal.
So this is pretty much normal, but it was pretty much in the middle. So your screen would look like this at night instead, more yellowish.
Oh, okay.
It removes the blue. So apparently, kind of helps you sleep if you got problems with that.
Well, I'll try just by curiosity.
Actually, an interesting social experiment. Use your computer half an hour. Put it in normal mode, put it in night light or blue light reduction, and see if there's a difference in your sleep patterns or something.
Actually, what I want to see is, will it just irritates me to just see my screen being orange?
Yeah, personally, that's pretty much what irritates me also. It's like seeing these weird colors.
At this point, I would prefer to just change the luminosity of the screen.
Yeah, but it doesn't change because the luminosity will reduce the amount of blue light, but it's still blue.
Yeah, that I know, but
it's still blue.
If it bothers me, I prefer to just put the brightness at 0% instead of having an orange screen to watch animes.
Yeah, well, of course, if you watch videos, it's not kind of nice to see that weird colors, but I don't know. So I have an open mind.
Anyway,
so my idea behind this is. Yes, it's possible.
I turned it on. I'll try it.
Now, is it really a problem? I don't know. And we've got it on our phones. You got it on your iPhone also. I got it on my Android phone. These things are getting everywhere. Bobby says coming soon to Chrome OS. So I don't know. I'm a kind of guy that has very little difficulty sleeping. So I just go in bed and 5 minutes later I'm a brick.
Yeah, I just go in my own world in my head and
I'm a brick, and there'd be a nuclear war outside, and I'd probably be the one waking up and saying, "Hey, what happened?" Because I didn't even know. So I don't know. Maybe it's at least they implement it, and I would guess if they implement these things, it's because it's serious enough to take the time to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to program these things.
Some people might really be influenced by that.
And sometimes, and that's something that I'm really, really often thinking about. Is sometimes it could be all in our head also. It's like you turn on.
There's a lot of things going on in your head that I don't want to know about.
You put the night light, and it's like for some reason, it just calms you down, and it's like you sleep better.
Placebo effect.
Yeah. So I don't know.
It's like those fidget spinners. It calms you down.
Oh my god. Okay. So anyways, I don't know. It's for sure it's something to think about. It's a possibility. Have you, Bobby, noticed a difference? Have you tried it and kind of noticed, oh, I sleep better when I use it or not? Are you going crazy or something?
Yeah.
God, these are real children.
You should have seen us this weekend.
Oh,
Well, actually, you saw the video on Facebook. I believe.
Yeah, well,
Did you watch it all?
A good part, yeah.
Yeah.
A good part.
You missed my brother with his Sunday at the maid cafe. Because
Okay.
we did go to a maid cafe.
Okay.
It was special, though not unpleasant.
Okay.
Though I remember at some point, like, we are filming for this video that our friend did, and you can clearly see in the video, like, who's your favorite maid? And we're all like, oh well, this one.
God.
And when they bring the bill, the favorite one of the guy next to me came, and he wasn't looking, so I'm just like,
Okay.
and then after that it's like, hey, you fucking moron, what did you do?
Okay. Oh God.
Well, we had fun, and next year we're like, okay, next time we don't just take a Sunday at the maid cafe, we take a full course meal.
Okay.
Because what you don't know is that in a maid cafe, like, if you take the omelette or something, like, if you want to, the maid will take like a bottle of ketchup and make a nice pattern on your omelette after she brings it to you.
Oh God. Okay. So take care, DZ Sue Robinson. Stay safe.
But we had a lot of fun, and we're already looking forward to next year.
Oh, these are always great times, especially when you're with people that are fun to be with.
Oh yeah, it's like the first time we went there last year. It's my brother who chose two of his friends to come with us, and after that I told him, like, hey, your friends are pretty cool, it was fun. And first thing my brother told me was like, I knew that you would get along with them, that's why I chose them.
Well, that's the thing, because when you do something like that, the fact that you are stuck with people,
Yeah.
you better have people that are kind of cool, because if I'm the first guy who would be annoyed at being stuck with annoying people.
No, they are super cool guys, and I mean, I was not scared of sleeping with two of them in the king bed.
That's what we do. You know, when we went to Toronto with my friend,
Four
I
guys
mean,
and a road trip. What do you think they do, eh?
3 guys, you know what yeah, we shared the bed.
Another
Of
funny
course we
part
did.
was me going to the hotel morning buffet for breakfast, and like on Monday when we left, I'm all like, okay, well, do you want fruits or something that I can bring up after that you want to eat? So it's like every time I go take something at the buffet, I come back with like an apple or a banana or a pear, something, and whenever the waitress is not looking, I just stuff them in my coat, which I brought with me.
Okay.
So we had like 4 apples and 2 pears to eat.
Okay. You're not coming to a buffet with me.
Yeah.
Ever.
And our last night on Sunday, it's 11 and a half, 10 and a half at night, and we're all hungry. What's the hotel restaurant like? So we ate at the restaurant at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, they're usually a little expensive, though.
Well, it cost us about $20 each, but it was
okay.
it was okay. We know that if we're stuck and we want to eat something good, we can go to that restaurant and okay. It's you're on a trip, you expect to pay something.
Yeah.
So, but it was really fun, and I will actually I'll check if I can put everything I posted on Facebook public, and so you guys who would be interested to check it, you can actually see what we did.
Okay.
Because I think it's worth it. It's worth.
Okay. You can share it on the on the couch page somehow.
Yeah, well, I will share my Facebook page.
Okay.
And if it's just a link, I think even people who are not subscribed, can they check it even if they're not on Facebook?
That is a good question. I'm not sure that you can view stuff on Facebook if you don't have a Facebook account.
We'll try something here. I'm curious. I'm curious here.
I'm not. Okay,
Facebook
let me
account?
check that out.
No,
okay, I think I'm not on.
I'm not on Facebook on Firefox. So
Okay, I am on Facebook here, so I can't.
Facebook.com/me. Can I see my own page? No, you have to subscribe to Facebook.
But did you put your username?
Yeah, /Gabi131.
Okay, and it doesn't.
No.
Huh. Okay.
Well,
so it means that you.
Well, is it the good? Yeah, it's a good one. Okay.
So it means that
it's sad for people who don't.
Yeah, that don't have the Facebook accounts.
Well, otherwise I cannot do much here.
The only thing that you could do, well, if
the
you don't have
videos
Facebook,
I can the videos I can still upload them. And
or you can upload them on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah,
that would be one thing to do.
That I can do.
So
okay, anyway, I'll check it out. You guys check my YouTube channel in the next few days, and you might to see if I manage to find out how to put my Anime North stuff on there.
Yeah. Okay, anything else anybody wants to ask before we continue with our news?
Yeah, ask us anything. Anything you want.
So it's official. Trump said that he's getting out of the Paris thing on climate. That is sad.
Oh, because climate change is an invention.
Yes, that's pretty much what a lot of those people think.
Nah.
Apparently. Then again, I always get this. Well, look how cold it is right now here. There's no climate. There's no warming of the climate.
It doesn't change it. You know, my take on that. Yeah, I do believe in climate change. We influence it. My take is that I believe we just make it faster than it should be.
Yeah. Well, actually, there's an interesting. I was looking at a science.
Because climate has always changed.
Yeah,
over
but
the course
here's the difference. Right now, we're in a period, according to science. You know that thing that they don't believe in? They rather think that God decides on everything rather than science.
I don't believe in science. Like we will really launch a probe near the sun.
What we know is that right now we're in a moment in time with Earth that should actually be a cooling trend.
Oh, okay.
And we're not cooling; we're actually warming up.
Oh, okay.
So we are more than just helping. We are really doing something.
Okay, I see.
And also one thing that I always tell, somebody told me the other day, well, look how cold it is. And I said, well, that's exactly what the climate change predicts. Some parts of the world will be really hotter. Some parts of the world will actually be colder. It's the way that things are shifting on the planet itself.
Yeah.
But the overall thing is that it is warmer if you look at the average temperature on the planet.
I do remember though last year in Toronto it was 31 degrees all weekend. This year it was 15 degrees all weekend.
That's Canada, Canada is. It could be 32 degrees today and 12 degrees tomorrow.
My cosplay, I put it on Saturday morning and changed back during the afternoon because I was freezing and shirtless outside.
Yeah.
And so. But I did have one guy who said oh, these obscure cosplays from this anime. It's like I saw your hat. I saw the gecko on it, and I was like, oh my god! So only for that, it was worth it.
I'm like, what the hell? But then again, if I look at my fetish on radio, I totally understand it.
Yeah.
Hey, David Walker, nice to have you here. And Bobby, no, that's not Montreal up there. Okay. That's not Montreal, but it's a nice
it's a painting.
A nice painting that I saw last weekend. It's usually sold $100. And I was passing in front of the store, and I saw it. They just wanted to get rid of it for $20. And I was like, and every time I saw it, I was like, it's kind of nice. I don't kind of want to pay $100 for it.
No.
It's a real painting, made by hand, hopefully. And but they could be made by machines today.
Like these we see in hotel's room.
I would guess some Chinese guy made this for 20 cents. But anyways, that's not Montreal. But I thought it was beautiful, so I thought that it was kind of nice to have there. And it's kind of nice. So, but it's not Montreal. Montreal is a beautiful city, except for the the potholes everywhere in the road. But apart from that, it's a nice city.
Patching the roads and just going around cars instead of...
Yeah, that one is, okay, we have a real good one here in Montreal that you guys don't know about, is that, okay, first of all, construction workers went on strike last week, and it caused all sorts of things. But one of the things that it actually was amazed, and everybody's just like, what the hell? They paved one of the big roads here in Montreal in downtown.
Because Formula Electric is coming to Montreal in July.
There was a car parked
illegally.
And instead of waiting for the towing to actually tow it away, the guy didn't want to. So they just went around the car. So the next morning, everybody went downtown looking at the street and seeing that, oh, there's a part here that's not paved. And it's because that's where the car was parked. And everybody...
It went viral.
Everybody was like, what the hell? What the hell? And, it's like everybody here is like, what the hell? That is so dumb. That guy is idiot. So anyways, I can tell you that...
It was idiot.
It was idiot. And yes, that is true, David Walker. And I didn't have time to make a little video on this Insider channel. 1 year today that Donna Sarkar is head of the Insider team. And actually, she had so many messages that in one of the posts she said that she almost cried. Well, probably she did cry. These women with all their emotions, And and actually, she hasn't announced anything yet. Since this afternoon, I've been looking at is there a new build coming or anything? Let me just check again right now. But she hasn't posted in 9 hours. So I wouldn't be surprised that she's going to announce a build like at 6 or something like that. Ripple Pearl's careful there, Joe. Well, women have tons of emotions there.
Let's remove women from Earth and let all men become gay.
And she didn't say no build. Exactly, David. That's why I think, I think she wants to keep the suspense. And I think she wants to have a build released today for that 1 year anniversary. I would think she wants that. She's going to end the day and say, hey guys, here's a build. So I'm pretty sure we're going to have a build tonight.
Why does it smell like grass since I arrived here?
Because I've been hearing tons of lawnmowers all day. So I guess that's the main reason.
Okay.
Why it smells like grass.
Okay.
Pretty much. So and look, even now, another lawnmower. So it's like everybody decided today is the time. Let's just hope that he's not gonna mow, Paul the cat. But it's just okay. Comments on Andy Rubin's new Essential phone. Kind of interesting. Is it... I read a few articles on that. It seems okay. Is it really, I'm not sure. But it does have, a lot of bells and whistles. I saw Paul Tarot, I believe, actually had one to test. And he kind of says, well, yeah, it's interesting. I don't know, I'll need to check even more on that, but it's interesting. A phone called the Essential phone. Yeah, it's the Essential phone.
Yeah.
But, it's cool. It's kind of cool.
I'm still looking toward the HTC U11 when it comes out and what the reviews could be.
Hey there, Jacob Anderson. Yes, Gabriel Hall is still at Microsoft. He's now head of another department in the Windows team, I believe. Actually, what happened is when he was at the head of Insider, it was kind of too much. He had three different departments to actually run, and the reason why Donna Sarkar took over is because he thought it was just too much to have all of that. And insiders are kind of demanding. I sometimes see the frustration of Donna Sarkar on Twitter feed, kind of repeating, no builds today. I told you yesterday there was no build yesterday, today and tomorrow. And the way she posted, it feels almost like I'm getting annoyed by you guys. Just read the posts. You know, I read the posts.
Many don't.
You know, if there were no builds today, I know it. I would have read that post and I would have said, okay, there's nothing today. And actually, I enjoy that because since I post videos all the time and I want to be the first to say there's a new build, I am always watching her posts. So, you know, like today I'm watching all the time because, you know, there's going to be one. I'm sure there's going to be one.
There's not a way to get notifications whenever someone posts something on Twitter?
Yeah, well, I have it on my phone, but it just that she posts a lot in the day. So at some point you're like, okay, I want to have every post and everything that she does. I just want to know when there's a build. So basically I prefer just checking it out myself. And then starting the okay, you know, it's like that Metro thing, you know, when when you actually hear when we have a service that you get
the subway and
you get an email to tell you the subway
a
text message.
Yeah,
the subway is
stop for any
stop,
reason.
and you know at some point it's like you get a text message 45 times a day, and you're like, oh god, I can't. Okay, unsubscribe me, please. It's like, Please kill me. Hey there, Abundant Fun 444. Yeah, live. Yeah. The problem with it being live on the internet is that, you know, you can't really say, well, I didn't do it.
Well, it wasn't me, it was the computer who got in my brain who told me to do it.
Okay, then you'll be locked up because you're really, really...
Are fucked up?
Fucked up. So, app of the week?
My app of the week, it's something useful called Guidebook. Have you ever heard of it?
Guidebook?
Yeah. It's an application, you know, sometimes you go to conventions like I went to, or Anime North or Comic-Con, or any event, and you know you have this program they give you, like a little magazine or paper program.
Okay.
Guidebook is an application where, of course, if the convention does it, you can download the program of where you're going on your phone with everything, the schedule, okay, this one is from last year though, but you know the schedule. You can do a to-do list.
Is that the first one here?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's all available for Android also.
Yeah. So you can get the schedule of the different events. You can make your own schedule. You can do a to-do list. You can get a plan of the event.
Okay.
There's an icon to go to the website of the event. Check-in. What is that actually? Okay, this is to go with friends.
For example, did Anime North use this?
Yeah, Anime North. There's a guidebook that you can download on your phone, and you don't need. Once it's downloaded, you don't need the internet to check it.
Okay, it's really in the phone itself.
Yeah, it's in the phone itself.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool. I mean, you know, and even
it is kind of nice.
And even for
I actually like that plan thing that you said.
And even these little parts that will require the internet, like if you want to look for someone who's there.
Okay.
It's just fun to, you know, instead of taking out this paper booklet that you search up to page 46 before you finally get to the schedule of the event.
Okay.
Well, you just go on your phone and check it out.
So basically, this is instead of, you know, because a lot of events have their apps. Instead of doing an app, you create something for the guidebook.
Yeah, like here, if you look, you have a PMI Region 3 Summit. I don't know what that was. IWAF 2015. Okay, something about CTA Expo, 42nd Near Annual Conference, whatever, you know.
Okay.
When you go to conferences, stuff, they can make, if they want to, an online guidebook that you can consult through the app. Guidebook.
Okay, that's cool.
And yeah, it's cool.
Okay.
I usually download what I want. Like when I go to Otakuton, I also download it.
Okay.
So it's
well, I'm gonna keep that. Maybe it could be interesting for some of the stuff.
Yeah, and it's free.
And available on Android.
Cool.
Mine is a game, and the reason is I chose this one is because of course, not just because we played in the retro gaming of Crazy Taxi, but because it's free. It was not free before.
Oh, okay.
And they put it free now. So Crazy Taxi is available for both iOS and for Android, free of charge now. And you can, of course, it's kind of an entertaining little game.
I already buy it before.
Okay, so you paid for it, but
it's
free now.
I believe I paid for it when I had my first iPod Touch, actually.
Oh, that's possible. So anyways, they decided, I think it's last week, they decided to, I saw a blog post quickly and I said, oh, okay, they decided to put it free, why not?
Well, it's about time.
And so, Crazy Taxi is that game where you do taxi runs of all sorts, and it's you have different modes. You can just do taxi runs, you can play against time, so do the maximum amount that you can. Play arcade style, so it's your time increases every time you do a taxi run, and basically it's just a fun, entertaining little game. The graphics are totally identical to the PC version that we played, and if you have a fun of one of the things that I didn't play much before was that it was kind of small on most screens, but now that I have like this phone that has a bigger screen, okay, now it gets to a point where it's kind of cool and playable,
Mm-hmm.
And of course, if you can cast it to any device and play it on the TV at the same time, even more interesting. Because now you just play it and it's just cool. So Crazy Taxi, free now. It used to be something you had to pay.
True.
Free now. So it's kind of cool.
And
it's a cool game to play.
I'm looking at the comment on the chat room, and just kind of change of subject, but still in the geek stuff. Okay, Cosmic Led is saying that SpaceX is going to the space station.
Launching, yeah.
Also, I saw this week that a new probe will be launched toward the sun.
Yep.
That is cool, actually.
They are actually going to. I was looking at the specifics of that mission, where it's going to actually go into. It's going to brush up through the sun's atmosphere.
Yeah, I believe 6.2 million kilometers to the sun. I believe
something like that.
Which seems a lot, but
it seems a lot, but for
it's pretty close.
If you put it in the sun size thing, it's actually like going closer.
Close.
It's going closer than being from the moon to the Earth. Okay, and it's really like brushing up. It's brushing up like those satellites we have here, and it's going to. I was reading the specifics of.
Yeah, I read.
There's going to be some. I don't remember how thick, but really thick carbon fiber panels around it for the heat. And they're saying that at the closest approach, it's going outside. It's going to be 4,000 degrees, and inside it has to keep its temperature at around 25 to 30 Celsius.
Yeah.
So,
oh my god.
The challenge here was...
How does it do it?
And actually, also, it will not have anything hanging out of it. So, for example, the antennas and everything is going to be hidden behind the panels.
No, because it's going to melt.
And it's just going to record all the stuff that it needs to record. And then send it back when it actually is grazed a little more.
My biggest question here is okay, it's going to be 4,000 and maybe more degrees outside. How can they really test this in laboratories?
They can
do it.
You can make several thousand.
They can do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
You can absolutely do several thousand degrees Celsius. With today's means, we imagine
they throw it in a volcano.
They throw it in a volcano and then they take the chain and just oops, the chain broke off. Guy forgot it there for 24 hours. It's still working.
Well, now we've got data from the center of the Earth.
yeah, but like Cosmic Lettuce is saying, amazing engineering challenge.
Yeah.
And you know what? I love NASA.
They sure didn't made it the first time around.
I love NASA. I think it's one of the most beautiful organizations in the United States. It's sad to see that they're getting cut everywhere.
Yeah. It's gonna be a 7-8 year journey? 7 years?
So yeah, but they're gonna I don't know if they're gonna.
They're going like 7 times around Venus, I believe.
Yeah, because they do a slingshot thing. You know, every time they pass by, it goes faster and faster.
Yeah.
So they're gonna do like a slingshot thing. So once it does that, because once
Like-
it's that
like
close,
they once did on the moon.
but here the thing is once it's very close to the sun, the gravity of the sun is going to be very, very strong. So it has to go fast enough to go through, but go back out and not fall on the sun itself.
Not the first time, at least.
Another thing that's going to happen also in the coming months, the Cassini spacecraft is going to plunge into Saturn.
I think, yeah.
They're doing like a series of and actually that's very cool. They're doing right now with Cassini. They're doing a series of passes between the ring and the planet itself, and they're amazed because they were not sure it would survive that because of the radiation, the high radiation that it has. But it did it 3 or 4 times now, and it survived. It's going to do it, I think, another 12 times. And after that,
that's playing with fire.
They're gonna let it go through the atmosphere of Saturn.
That's playing with fire.
So, but you know, they're at the end here. Yeah. They're doing things because it's the end of the mission. So it's like, okay, even if it breaks down, you know what? We had the science we wanted. We're doing something extra to see if we can get more science out of it. But you know.
Hi, Xritos Gzatzi from Greece.
Hello there, Xristos. Gzatzi?
Yeah.
Xristos. It's really like a Greek name.
Say it 10 times.
Gristos? So nice to have you on board. And 22 close passes plunge into Saturn on 15 September. Thanks, Councilman Gladys. That, you know, the other one that I'm amazed and I can't wait to see is the new Horizon spacecraft that gave pictures of Pluto. It's actually, because it was not planned, it's actually going about twice the distance of Pluto to meet up with a 10-kilometer object that we barely see from here. And that was discovered only a couple of years ago. And they looked at it and they say, look, it's in the same trajectory. We just move a little bit like that and we can go up to there.
We have enough fuel to do it.
So, but you know, they have, there's the fuel to make it advance, but you know, the power is a nuclear reactor within. And,
you know, I'm just always amazed that whenever they send probes like these, wherever they're sending them, always, it's like, okay, it does better than what we ever expected.
Yeah, but always. You know, the standards for these are very, very high.
Yeah.
Very, very high. So, sorry, just looking quickly here. Okay, still no announcement about build, but she tweeted. So, you know, and remember that sending a space probe, for example, to Pluto is like, you know,
winning at the lottery.
It's like taking a gun, being 10 kilometers away, and you gotta hit that little pinprick in a haystack.
That's true.
With your gun. So it's amazing. It's amazing science, and you know, I'm sad at all the people that you know, don't believe in the science and all of that, because it's just amazing. 16203 coming.
Are they opening a McDonald's on Saturn?
Well, I want to be one of the first customers.
And
would you come with me to you know, even though they would tell you it's kind of risky, would you go to a McDonald's on Saturn just to...
And just, you know, anecdote here, going and coming from Toronto, there's a town called Saint Polycarpe.
Saint Polycarpe, yeah.
So you know, it's like this. The most lost town you could possibly imagine, and there's a McDonald's, and we're like, oh, there's a McDonald's in this town, and my brother is saying, yeah, and the employees at this McDonald's are brighter than the one living in the town.
Okay. There's a message hidden in what Donna Sarkar has posted.
Why is it?
Because it says, okay, so they're in a room, there's a board, a whiteboard. There's these weird numbers.
617.
It says, okay,
Today.
1st of January, June, sorry. 84, so there's 84 builds that we had since Donna Sarkar was there.
10 times 3F4B.
There's something in here that's telling us 16203.
O time 3F4B. So it's like, that's 0. O times something is 0.
Huh. 03. So you would think 16203. But you know what? Because she always posts these weird things sometimes before a build, and it's just like, well,
16203.
Yeah, but you know what? It could be. Build feed numbers at 16210. 16203 seems to be,
Or 16023.
16203 seems to be so close to 16. We're at 16199 now. It's kind of close, and it's been 2 weeks. I wonder if it could not be more than that. But there's definitely something hidden in here.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's the geek. That's her geek side. Let's hide something geeky to say there's a build coming.
Oh well, you'll see later.
Oh God. Danny Shortwave, Raider DX, hello there. TOT, hello there. Nice to have everybody. So 16203 for PC and 15220 for mobile. Funny that it seems 203 is a little early. Anyways. Okay.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
So, a few weeks ago, Square Enix announced that they were trying to sell the studio making the Hitman's game, which is IO Interactive. But this week, Square Enix added that it doesn't mean that the Hitman series is dead. Actually, yes, they are selling the studio, but they are also looking for some ways to keep the franchise alive. Like, if they can sell the studio to someone who would be interested to keeping the Hitman series alive, they would actually give the right to Hitman to these buyers.
Okay.
To just, keep the franchise alive, and it would sell it to a cheap price at least.
Yeah.
So that these big franchise could still be alive. So anyone who likes Hitman, it's good news for you. They did all these games, Hitman Go on mobile devices, these video games on consoles. They did a movie, I believe, Agent 47, something like that. That's cool. It's codename 47. And
okay.
So, and I could see the Hitman franchise. I could see a few studios doing that. Like one that kind of strikes me that could do it is Ubisoft.
Okay.
Because they've done stealth game with Splinter Cell in the past. It's also the kind of game that they would develop if you consider all the Assassin's Creed, the Splinter Cell I mentioned, Prince of Persia, even then. It's like in that range of games Ubisoft is doing. Maybe Eidos, who's a property of Square Enix.
Oh, hexadecimal. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Okay. 3F4B is hexadecimal, and when converted in binary to decimal, it's 16202 here. This is really geeky stuff.
Oh my god.
So, okay. So, yes, what you have to say. And by the way, the fish is a Magikarp. And
he's half dead already.
Yeah, it's one of those weird fish in Pokemon that swims like this.
Well, all he can do is splash around.
And anyway, so for anyone that has, that's
The Hitman is not dead, and hopefully for everyone who likes the franchise, something new will come out soon. But rest assured, it's not over. Square Enix is trying to keep it alive.
Okay.
New. So what's your next news?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just absorbed by converting numbers. Okay, 15215 is 3B74. I knew it was hexadecimal because of the F and B. Sorry, that's the very geek part of me.
Okay.
Okay.
This looks so stupid there.
Well, it is pretty much what it is.
Yeah. Yep, that's true.
I used to, when I did electronics, Cosmic Lettuce, when I did electronics courses, at some point we needed to display numbers
I'll be back in a sec.
With those chips that are hexadecimal converters, and I had to think hexadecimal, and I remember I can't remember the way now today, but man, there were some easy ways. I remember some really easy ways to convert hexadecimal, binary, and everything into decimal. It was amazing. But the number I see here is 16202 in hexadecimal. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Probably 16203, but it's very interesting to see. Okay, my type of news is say you got arrested and you are asked to show the content of your phone, and that you are not using Touch ID or anything. It has a passcode. What about if you say to the judge, I forgot my code? Is it a valid defense in court? And this is very interesting because, okay, the first case here, there's a bad guy that tried to extort a lot of money from a girl, and of course he got caught and went to court. And when they asked him, he had a BlackBerry. They asked him, we need to see your phone. He said, I forgot the code. So came the interesting part where the judge needed to say, okay, is I forgot the code infringing and kind of a problem with the court, and I'm gonna accuse you of contempt of court, and you're just gonna. And now there are other cases in the United States right now that also had I forgot my code. So here's the thing. In that specific case, the guy was, of course, convicted because there were enough proof to convict him of the crime anyways. But the judge did not hold him responsible for I forgot my code.
That's how I got out of jail.
And that's interesting because, you know what? Under very high stress, some people will forget their code.
I think it could happen. Yeah.
There are people, if the cops just arrive and it's like, or in a situation where it's like, you're stressed out because you're being arrested and everything. Yeah, you can forget your code. I think you can forget your code in a situation like that.
If you're
not everybody.
But if you're the very clumsy type,
not everybody.
I think that could happen.
But there are some people that it will happen.
I think it, yeah.
So it's kind of an interesting problem here. And so what they were saying is that the case here went okay for that. But there's another case in Florida where the guy said, but it's different in a way because, okay, the case in Florida, he didn't say I forgot my code. He said it after. The first thing he did was give a wrong code to the cops.
Nah.
So I don't know if it changed the way that it was viewed after that. So in Florida, it didn't pass. In Florida, the guy said, "No, you're going to jail right now because you're just trying to fool us." And so it seems it depends who you are, who you have, and who you have. But it shouldn't be like that. It should be equal for everybody.
I'm among those who believe that giving away your code for your phone, if you're guilty of something, could enter like the Fifth Amendment of auto-accusation, or the Fourth. I'm not sure of the number.
Yeah, they're talking about that a little bit with the I forgot and everything.
I think that enters in that category.
But it doesn't seem to pass everywhere.
And not like it mentioned in the article, not like your fingerprints or blood. Well, okay.
So I don't know. Of course, if you got Touch ID, you can't say, I mean.
I forgot my thumb.
I forgot my thumb. Yeah. Oh, I've got a clumsy thumb. I'm sorry. But anyways, I think it's worth a try. If you've got something to hide, I mean.
What, cut off your thumbs?
I don't think if I do something crooked that I put everything in here so that everybody could see. You would just not see anything in here of interest. And if you're a bad guy and got caught because your phone is full of the things you did, you're the most idiot. The most idiot of the bad guys ever. It just shows you're an idiot. And that's why you got caught.
Delete your conversation when you're done, man.
And I don't know. But so I don't know. It's an interesting, because the problem here, because what I see is it depends on the judge, and the problem here, I'm sure there's going to be some innocent people that really forgot it.
Yeah.
That are convicted. Now, I understand that yes, it can be used because one of the first things that a bad guy will say is, "Hey, I forgot my code." And of course it's going to be used by the bad guys, but at the same time, there's a small percentage of people that just gonna, I don't know. This is crazy. And you know what? This shows one thing that I always say. When you see that judge, different judge have different outcomes. That shows us one thing.
There's
is that
problem.
We need computers to judge humans with very specific set of rules, so that in specific details, the outcome will always be the same. Because it's kind of not fair. One will, oh yeah, you're okay, oh you're not. That means that our system, our justice system, is not just based on law. It's based on what you judge as a personal, a person. Your judgment as a person against another person. Meaning, if you're biased and don't like black people, it's going to be harder for you to defend yourself because, you're biased. I know a story of a friend of mine that was arrested once. And the judge said, just plead guilty because that judge is... for the police. So, when you hear that, it's like, okay, well, so the justice system is not fair.
No, it's not.
So, anyways, I forgot my password is probably the first thing you should try, and if it doesn't seem to want to work, well...
Find a good lawyer.
Yeah, well, you really need a good lawyer anyways if you get to that point. I can tell you that.
You get caught in Alabama stealing from a corner store some cat food?
Yeah, something like that.
Reminds me of a movie.
Oh my god. I don't know. I don't know.
Beanie Gambini.
Okay. What else do you have?
My next news, which actually is kind of a link to another of your news, which you didn't post the right link actually.
Okay.
Some Nintendo 3DS owners had a surprise this week when they found out that, okay, because they were hackers and modders, doing mod on some games, well, they were denied access to the Nintendo online online system. So, it is somehow unusual for Nintendo to do stuff like this, but it is also understandable when you think that Nintendo is very, very protective of their properties. They don't want anyone to copy or to do anything. I mean, just try to recreate a Pokemon game like in Minecraft, and 2 days later you're already sued by Nintendo, or almost.
Okay.
Nintendo are that crazy about their properties.
Oh yeah, it is 16203. That's true.
Okay.
Sorry. Hey, Jane Dagger.
So, it's not only the online store, it's really like all these modders and hackers. Well, for hackers, that's their problem, but I don't think mod is really a big problem there, but they don't have access to online apps like YouTube or Hulu or Netflix. It's really like, okay, you're a modder, you're a hacker, you're cut off from everything we have online that comes from the store.
Okay.
I think it's a bit drastic, but at the same time, I mean, if you're in the hacker type, well, okay, you can be denied access to online stuff. So it's just to say that if you own a 3DS and you like to tweak with it, maybe you should stop right now.
Yep. Okay. And yes, 3F4B and the... we're sorry, I'm still stuck there. 3F4B is really 16203 in decimal.
Well, it's, 3F4B, aren't these characters from Nier Automata?
Oh, it's possible.
Almost.
And the funniest thing is, be careful when you want to convert hexadecimal stuff. The first website I went through, my browser said, this is a dangerous site, you shouldn't go there.
Characters from Nier Automata are called 2B and 9S, so 3F and 4B could be among them.
Yeah. So anyways, it's gonna be 16203.
Oh, there were really cool cosplays this weekend, by the way.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Hi, Jane Dagger.
So hello there, Jane Dagger. Nice to have everybody on board. Yeah, Robot Judge.
Well, I will answer a Jane Dagger comment here saying that all game companies are nuts about their properties. Some are really worse than others. If you look at Rockstar Games, who did Red Dead Redemption and Grand Theft Auto, with these you can mod anything you want, and they don't care. They will even take some of these mods and pay you because you made them to had them in their games, actually.
Okay.
So it's not true that everyone goes crazy about their gaming properties. Okay, noise from outside. Some companies will even let you copy their game if it's for a non-profit objective.
Okay.
Just so you know that you show that you can program something. What is going on the other side here?
I think she's getting her grocery.
Okay. So some companies will let you almost copy their games.
Okay.
Just so that you can add it to your curriculum when you apply for a new job and show, look, I can do this, but I didn't make any profit out of it. And some companies are okay with that, but Nintendo is going to the extreme. Nintendo is really like, oh no, we see an image that kind of look like Mario. I mean, having this shirt could almost get us banned from YouTube if Nintendo was as crazy as they can be sometimes.
It is a very, very complex issue, and I understand.
I understand
that you want to protect your, the intellectual property and everything, but there's a limit where I think it's just nuts.
If it's for a non-profit objective, it should be tolerated up to some point, I think.
I think there's a midpoint. Of course you need to protect your stuff, but there's a midpoint where you need to to understand it. Sometimes being too much of an extreme is actually counterproductive and makes things worse, basically. So open source gaming, yeah, that'd be interesting. Okay. There's a fight at Mozilla right now. Firefox browser, and actually today, for those that watched I posted a video of the browser market share, and Firefox is like 12% or something like that. And you know what? There was a guy that actually the head honcho at the Firefox dev team, basically. They decided to say, hey, you know what? Try Firefox, everybody. Google Chrome is really taking over the world. They were okay, They didn't say Chrome was a bad browser. They didn't say that. They just said, it's dominating too much. It's scary. We need choice. Why not take a look at our Firefox browser, please? It's something else, and we need to continue like that. But at the same time, the ex-CTO of Mozilla actually tweeted when he saw that post, Firefox is dead, we had our chance, forget it.
Yeah.
So there's kind of a little fight there at Mozilla. Yeah. And, one of the things that's very important, and today I was looking, I had my news bulletin, and basically, what's happening is that we need a choice of browsers. That's for sure. Okay, one of the first things for sure is we need to make sure that there are a choice. We don't want to be stuck with Google Chrome and only Google Chrome.
Anyway, Chrome is the one that I get the most bug from.
And that's funny. I don't. What type of bugs you get? By curiosity. Because it's really one of the most
yeah, I know, but
one of the most compatible browsers.
Yeah, but some, like when I watch anime, on websites on streaming websites that are not completely legit, but with
okay.
no viruses necessarily, just I don't know. This movie.
Do you get warnings or stuff like that?
No, I don't get warnings.
Oh, okay.
The video just won't play because Chrome cannot read it. Cannot support this video format.
Well, actually, because those videos must be in Flash.
Then I guess
I would think, because it's the only reason I could see. I mean, Chrome supports.
I think that's
Chrome
true.
supports really so many formats.
But I think that's the case. Yeah, it's true.
Okay, one of the biggest problems, because a lot of these websites actually use Flash.
Edge still does.
A lot of those websites actually will use Flash for the streaming of the videos, and since Chrome has Flash, but it doesn't activate it by default, so that's probably more of what you've got of a problem.
But also, even sometimes, now not on my device, but other devices such as iPads, every bugs they get on the internet comes from Chrome, but with Safari it's always alright.
Yeah, but we gotta be careful with that, because on an iPad and an iPhone, Chrome is not Chrome. Okay. It's Safari with an add-on that looks like Chrome. Because in an iPhone and an iPad and iOS, they cannot embed a real Chrome browser. Okay. It's because of the fact that it's closed.
But I also don't use it because it's kind of hard on my tablet whenever I use Chrome.
Well, it does.
My phone
take
always
it does take a lot of resource, more than a lot of. I'm a mostly Microsoft Edge user, which today we saw that it was at 5.6% usage share, and last month was at 5.6%, and the month before was at 5.6%, showing that it's not taking on. It's not taking on. But I mostly use Edge.
How many else are using Explorer?
Well, no, you know what? Today the number that I had and the video I posted was Explorer is now at 17%. It's really dropping fast.
My parents aren't there.
And
well, my dad mostly.
And so, Internet Explorer, and that's an interesting thing. You know what? Hey, Carol T, nice to have you here. One of the interesting things, is that Microsoft got blasted so much by the fact that Internet Explorer was embedded in Windows and that it would dominate because Windows dominates and everything. And now we see that Internet Explorer is only 17%. You know what? I'm sorry, but that really shows that it's not because you put a product in your computer that people are going to use it. And, now it's Chrome. And Chrome is dominating for several reasons, One of the interesting things I was talking in my news today was, I remember, when I started doing tech jobs, the operating system of choice was Windows 98. So it gives you an idea of how long. And when Windows XP came along, at some point I remember people would have these little toolbars of things, and I would see, oh, you want to install Chrome? And I was like, what's Chrome? What's that? And then I found out, oh, it's a Google browser. And I remember thinking back then, why would somebody want to have a Google browser of some sort? Well, it's 58% of all browsers now.
Yeah.
But
the big thing about Chrome is that, when you do a research, your address bar is just a Google search bar too.
Yeah, what I would say about Chrome, okay, and I'll give it its fair share of what I have to say about Chrome. If you take out the fact that it sometimes is a little too much on resource for the computer, it is the most compatible browser of anything. It has all the modern protocols that are needed on the web. It does everything. Yeah. And you know what? It actually also, and I'll have to say, if you are searching on the web, you're more secure with Chrome than anything else.
Yeah, but I watch One Piece with on the Flash website, so I don't care about Chrome.
Yeah,
I just want to watch One Piece episode. What is it this week? I don't remember.
Oh God. But anyways, coming from a guy that, is really
One Piece episode 790.
Coming from a guy, my first browser I've ever used was, Netscape. Yes, we'll have a build today, Jacob Anderson. We'll have 16203. She hinted.
And it's true, there are some crazy guys on YouTube using fidget spinner with a leaf blower and rockets and fireworks and everything.
Absolutely. There's these weird people.
But I'm not that stupid.
These weird people on the web.
Okay. The fun story. I buy 3 fidget spinner at Anime North. I come back to the hotel and my 3 friends are like, okay, you seriously bought these? And then I swear by the end of the weekend, one of them, every time I had my backpack, he was like, oh, can I borrow a fidget spinner for the day? So I looked stupid yesterday, eh?
Now that I'd like to see, Carol T. A fidget spinner with a rocket.
Go on YouTube.
Oh, we need to get a huge one. And I've got, rocket motors.
Your rocket.
We could put a rocket motor on one of them.
On all 3.
Are there like big ones?
No.
I need a big one.
No, they are not.
Oh God. So, anyways,
can you imagine someone with a cosplay with just fidget spinners stick to him and with a card saying "Spin me"?
Spin me. That sounds so weird. Spin me. So, anyways, I started with Netscape. Then I moved on to, when Netscape died, I did move on to Internet Explorer. I moved on to it. I used Internet Explorer for a while. Hey, Fastload.
Hey.
The number one nerd in the world.
Are you enjoying your evening? If you're at that.
Are you at Zoe Bar, Fastload?
5 at 7.
And so but now I'm using Edge. But you know what? I'm using tons of browsers, and my computer there, I've got Edge. I use Edge, Firefox, Chrome, Opera for a very simple reason. Instead of always signing out of my YouTube accounts, I got one YouTube account on each browser. It's so much easier to go through than signing off, signing on, signing off, signing on.
You were going to be alone. How is that different from normal? Sorry.
Okay, you can.
I just lost my Pikachu.
You can slap him next time we're at the Zoe bar. So, anyways, people whining that we're not using Firefox enough and that blah 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 blah. Those companies that are like close to death.
I never really used it anyway.
Well, I used it a little bit. It never. You know what? Firefox never has been my main browser. I saw some clients of mine.
I had Chrome as my main sometimes. I had Explorer as my main for a while, but never Firefox either.
So anyways, I'm an Edge guy. Maybe I'm too much of a Microsoft fanboy. I don't know. Maybe that's why things are happening. So, if you see me with a Microsoft shirt, it says everything.
Alright, then I'll wear an Apple shirt.
Oh my god.
And we can just have an argument live on camera.
Actually, we should do our version of, those ads. Hi, I'm a Mac. I'm a PC. You remember those ads? With the fat guy and the little young guy that looks cool?
Yeah, I do.
It's like, okay. I like the one when he's the fat guy's got a cold. It's like, all those viruses going around, and the young guy says, "What? I feel okay. I don't have any problems with that."
Yeah. But,
yeah.
But Apple is getting more and more viruses too.
Oh, absolutely. It's getting there. I can tell you that. So, anyways, I like everybody. I like all operating systems, and he wants an MS shirt.
Alright, so next E3 coming in 2 weeks from now, and Sony announcing, because Sony is making a lot of appearance elsewhere than even TV and internet.
Okay.
Sony announcing that in some theaters across America, you will be able to watch live the Sony PlayStation E3 conference in your theaters.
Mm-hmm.
The full list has not been announced. You will have to check when the time comes. But I think that's also cool because they did it last year, and when you would go, if in your local theaters where the E3 Sony conference was broadcast, you will also get a lot of cool geeky stuff to bring back home.
Cool geeky stuff.
Yeah, like, shirts, little toys. They would give you that when you would go to the conference at your theaters.
Okay.
So I think that's nice. We also often see that commercials, before we watch movies, all these ads. PlayStation often have ads before superheroes movie. We see esports of video games that are sponsored by Sony. You are waiting for your movie, and you see, you can watch the semi-final of, I don't know, Tekken.
Can I rant about this?
And
Can I rant about this?
Okay, what?
If I'm about to pay $15 to go see a movie, why the fuck do I have to watch ads?
That okay. That, you can recommend that.
I'm sorry. I'm paying $50 to see a fucking movie. Get the damn ads out of there.
That, I agree.
They're not supposed to be there.
And $40 for the popcorn?
Are you like me? Are you as anxious to see the movies that are coming out soon as the movie itself?
Yeah.
You know what?
That I want to see.
It's funny because I go to the movies with someone that hates that.
I want to see what's coming soon.
And we always get late to the movie, like just before it starts, and I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I have as much fun watching the upcoming movies than the movie itself.
Because there's at least one of them that you're like, oh, I want to see that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. There's at least one movie
I like
in
that.
these upcoming...
Am I the only one? I like seeing the upcoming movies.
Yeah, because, like I said, there are some that you're like, I want to see this one.
Hey, $15, come on. $15, I want to see no ads. I'm sorry. Okay? It's like people would pay $15 to see our live stream. I can tell you, all are going to turn those ads off.
Instead, we'll
tell you that.
No ads, but we're going to say, tonight's show is brought to you by Don de Dieu.
That would be kind of nice, but it has to be a beer that's in the market, you know? We have to have that, you know.
Budweiser.
Today, From the Couch is sponsored by Budweiser. The smoothest tasting beer ever. Blah. Sorry.
By Movistar, the losers of the Giro d'Italia.
Oh, God. So, anyways, okay. So, anything else to add to what you want to say?
No, just, if I get the opportunity, I think I would go to the Star City or whichever theaters, just to see it. But I think during the conference, I will be watching the Formula 1 race in Montreal.
Okay. Okay.
Which is next week. Yes.
Oh, man. And that close?
Yeah, next week is the Grand Prix.
Wow. Man, time flies.
Like next week for our last show,
wow.
I will actually be coming back from the open house day at the Circuit Villeneuve.
I hope you got...
So I
hope you got nice weather.
So it's like I won't have really time to get changed, so I will probably be here with a Formula 1 shirt because I'll just take my computer home and come here.
And remember, guys, next week is our last show.
Yeah, our last show we don't know
when. And for a good while.
Right, because as I mentioned,
so he's got a job position.
I got a job as a mobile app tester for U Group Media starting July 4th.
He's gonna see lots of Santas.
Well, I don't know what I'm gonna be testing, so. But it's pretty cool, and
I know you like that. I hope it's apps about rainbows and unicorns.
As I mentioned before, it's an opportunity to get a foot in the door of the industry.
Absolutely.
And also to see if I like it or not. It's a contract that will last at least 4 months, and if I don't like it, well, after 4 months it's over. If I like it and they want to renew it, we can deal, and we'll see. But I was pretty happy when just, hanging downtown Toronto in the sun and getting this call, and it's like, oh, cool.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Hey, Jared DX.
Hey, Jared.
So, what's going to happen is that, From the Couch is going to have the last show next week. And as we were discussing before we started the show today, I mean, it's not that it might never come back.
No.
It is mostly that, for now it's going to be on a long pause. I cannot see myself do a From the Couch without him.
No, but
it's kind of our baby.
Yeah, but I think there will be some days where, not every week, but
what we could...
You do a show on Saturday like every 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
Once in a while, it could very well be like when I would feel well, could be just texting you like, well, can I come tonight?
Yeah, and you know what? I would be open at I don't know, From the Couch specials.
Yeah, once in a while, a late night show.
So either a late night or a Saturday.
Yeah.
The Saturday I don't have that radio show. Maybe a Saturday from time to time we could have From the Couch extra.
The thing, Carol Tees, is that I will actually be working full time, 40 hours a week from Monday to Friday. So my days off, I will mostly want to relax or enjoy them.
Yeah, and like I was saying, Carol, I'm married, so if I do too many shows on weekends,
yeah, it's also a bother.
somebody's gonna be mad at me.
So, but you know,
that's also the problem. But we can fix things. Or
knowing your schedule of your shows, once in a while, I might just very well text you and
maybe
I'll be there.
I'm hoping the hours that I choose for my shows are mostly because we have a pretty good European audience.
Yeah.
And I choose this time for that. And of course, if we do it later, Europe is like in the middle of the night. But I'm still open to, maybe we could do sometimes if you feel like it, someday you're like, hey, you know what, tonight I feel like doing something.
Yeah.
We do a late night show, we keep the alcohol low so that of course you work in the morning.
If it's on Friday or Saturday, I don't care.
It could be a Friday evening.
You do one show on 1 week on Friday, 1 week on Saturday. So once in a while, I'll just be like,
we could have one on. Okay.
I'm coming tonight.
Yeah. I will. But there's going to be a lot of changes on my live show stuff, so it's going to be.
We'll see. We'll see in time. In due time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will be shuffling the schedule and a lot of stuff. Lots of things are going to change. I'm not going to talk much about it. I also have an offer about something that could change my whole world, and it's a damn good offer. A damn good offer that is difficult to say no. So I need to think really hard of what I'm going to do. I can tell you that. And okay.
What else do you have?
Supreme Court. That is nice. That is really nice. Yes, Carol. I'm redoing my office this summer. As I'm going to take a break off of the live shows. I'm totally redoing my office this summer. Repainting, changing things around, throwing a lot of garbage out. And it's going to be very, very different.
Well, call me for that on like a Saturday or a Friday evening. I'll bring alcohol and we'll have fun.
Okay, that's a good idea. Having alcohol and doing the things that's kind of boring with you, I think that's going to be okay.
Like a Friday evening, something?
So, okay, cool. Hey, Supreme Court in the United States, you know what? They had, for once, a really good decision. So, what happened?
So, good things happen sometimes.
Yeah, okay. So, here goes. Stores got sued because they were selling refilled ink cartridges from HB, Lexmark, and all these printer companies. And they went to court, and in court they lost. Because in court they said, no, you can't do that. Well, the Supreme Court in the United States has issued that refilling ink cartridges is your right, and you can do damn what you want with it.
No.
And not just that, they also added modding of devices is your business once you bought the device.
Cool.
And not...
That's not the right link you put in, by the way.
Oh, that's not the right... Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, it's the wrong one, right? Just by the title. So, anyways, I probably clicked on the other link or something.
Anyways,
that's good news. That means that you can mod your devices. You can do what you want. It's always what I thought was cool. You know what? You bought something. It's like us. A few of us are radio listeners there in the chat. When we had those scanners that you just clip that little diode and you'd listen to those frequencies that we're not allowed to. That was kind of cool. And now we can actually do whatever we want. The Supreme Court said, no, once you bought the device and it's yours in your home, do the hell what you want with it.
What is nice with that decision is that at least, it's come from the US, which is a big country. It will at least have some repercussions, some echoes in other countries when similar case comes.
Yeah, and you know what? I think also it's gonna. Let's face it. Ink cartridges. Come on, the price you're charging us is completely crazy.
Come on, yeah.
Completely crazy. You know what?
It's like $40 for a stupid ink cartridge.
I'm gonna give you an idea, guys, of something. Okay, when I started my tech business, I printed my own ads. Why? Because paying for the printer was so expensive and I did not have the budget for that. But then again, printing, if you buy your ink cartridges, costs even more than the printer. So I refilled my cartridges to print my ads, and it lowered the cost so much that I could afford to make these ads for my business. And you know what? I think it's a little slap on the face of HP and all these companies saying, look, your damn ink cartridges are too expensive. And I understand that you're trying to sell us cheap printers so that we can pay, look at the weird things that I've seen. I've seen a $99 printer cost $99 for the color and black cartridge to replace.
What?
And I've seen clients of mine throwing away cheap printers saying, you know what? It's $50 for the printer. It has ink cartridges. It's $100 for the ink cartridges. I'll just throw away and buy the new printer. Because what the fuck, So anyways.
I like we have this store at the mall which refill your ink cartridges. That's nice.
One of the things you got to be careful though with that. Okay? And I've got a tremendous experience with that. You got to be careful because, cheap ink can really ruin your printer. And that totally.
But at least what if actually it has the opposite effect? Because people can refill as much as they want, the ink cartridges become more expensive because nobody will buy them.
Yeah. I think it's the reverse. I think they're going to lower the price because they're going to say, okay, it's people want that, so we're going to lower the price of the ink. There's something that's out, for example, that I find interesting. Epson as the what do they call it? Eco Tank printers. That's a nice concept. The Eco Tank printers from Epson, what they do is they have huge tanks that you just fill up with bottles.
Okay.
So you just buy the bottles, and each tank is so huge that you can actually print like 5,000 pages with it.
No.
So that's kind of nice. Yes, let's go all back to dot matrix printers. That was kind of cool. I remember my, doing it on my dot matrix. I remember it was like a little ribbon going around all the time.
Okay.
And I remember buying, the ink that they use for like the bingo stuff. I would buy a bottle of ink for that, and I would use a tampon and move the ribbon around and put, ink with the tampon. Okay. And after doing that like a dozen times, I could print like 100 or 200 pages.
Don't they sell this type of ink at the dollar store?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Absolutely.
Anyway, it's easy to get ink. Just take a squid and take ink out of it.
Have your personal Zoidberg.
Oh no, I'm not sure I want that.
Well, not the kind of tampon that Gripple Pearls, don't put images of things that I'm not saying here.
A stamp.
It's like a stamp or some kind of, not a tampon like the women tampon type. Well, actually it has the same fluffiness, but that's another story. Now he's disturbed. The same fluffiness?
The Maid Cafe in Toronto was pink
I would just
fluffy.
remove the...
the Maid Cafe in Toronto was pink and fluffy.
Okay, I'm red now, so I'm just going to hide behind my screen here. Oh, God.
Oh, well.
Flippiness. They are fluffy, Jean.
I don't know what you did, but something fell in the bucket. Maybe you're...
My wire?
Maybe. So,
my wire fell in the bucket.
How about we finish with...
They are fluffy. I know they are fluffy.
How about we finish with the PlayStation Plus lineup for June?
Why not?
So, like many of you already know, if you subscribe to the PlayStation Plus program, you get free games every month. So, on the PlayStation 3 for June, your free games will be Abyss Odyssey and WRC 5 World Rally Championships. So I never played any of those, but they're free, so
okay,
just get them. What have you got to lose?
Okay.
on the PlayStation Vita, for the 3 people who bought them, you will have Neon Chrome and Spy Chameleon. And on the PlayStation 4, you can get the free games Killing Floor 2 and Life is Strange. And also, if you buy the 2 games on the Vita, these 2 games become compatible with the PlayStation 4. So if you get Neon Chrome and Spy Chameleon on the Vita, you can also play them on the PS4 once you bought them for free for the month of June. So this is the lineup for this month. Like I said, they're free. Just get them, try them. If you don't like them, delete it. Who cares? It's free. We like free stuff, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just like I like the free beer you give me every week.
That's your pay. He's getting paid in beer and he's happy.
Yeah.
Well,
I bring my bottle of strong liquor every week anyway.
They were fluffier before. Okay, today they're all weird things that do. Anyways, we're really talking about tampons here.
I don't know. I remember that the Maid Cafe was pink and fluffy.
I remember that they actually put women's tampons when I was about 12 or 13 years old. They put women's tampons in our free sample in our mailbox, and I remember not knowing what they were, and when I was like 11 or 12, really, I was kind of a little dumb guy, and I remember taking the paper off of back, and I would actually glue that tampon here on my shirt and walk outside in the street with them.
Come on.
And I remember today, I'm thinking today about, oh God, I really did that when I was like 12 or 11.
Isn't that like a cartoon in South Park finding tampons in Stan's bathroom, and it's like, oh, there's something bloody in your bathroom.
I'm crying now.
Oh, Stan, there's something bloody in your bathroom.
Oh God.
Trash bin. Come.
Oh God. Yeah, Carol T, we had free samples when I was young. Tampon Tech News. Today in Tampon News, we have Playtex that announced a new version with iPad. Yeah.
Tampon weather.
The iPhone Tampon Edition. I'm really crying here.
I'm not gonna say what you can do with this iPhone.
No, but imagine, I had tampons stuck here because I, of course, stolen all the neighbors' tampons. I was walking around or going on my bicycle with all the tampons glued over me.
How are you doing, Magikarp, today?
Oh, that was crazy.
Yeah, you do.
And I remember like it was yesterday.
Yep, that's right. Me too, I would like to just be as stupid as you are. Come on, let's go splash together.
I gotta say, we do things when we are young.
You did.
So what else do you have to add? Anything new? Anything happening now? Have you checked if something's happening now?
I saw something quickly this morning.
Yep.
Studio Ghibli opening a theme park in Japan.
Ghibli?
Yeah, which is the studio that did movies like Spirited Away, My Neighbor Totoro, Princess Mononoke. They announced that they would open a theme park in was it in Nagoya? I'm not sure which town. Based on the world of Totoro. That's a movie you really have to watch. It's really good, animated movie.
By the way,
but they say one thing. It's not like an amusement park. It's gonna be like a big garden park. So you go there to relax and just enjoy your day. But based on the world of Totoro, and I just want to see that.
Okay. We need to buy bitcoins, by the way.
Oh yeah. What, they're cheap right now?
No, they're at $2,000, but it's.
Why do I want to buy a $2,000 Bitcoin?
China's Bitcoin withdrawal freeze ends could lead to further price boom.
Ooh!
Need to buy. Why didn't I buy them at 10 cents, man? By the way, Microsoft just did a gaffe. They just did a little mistake. They actually accidentally released Windows 10 Mobile build 16.2.1.2 when they were talking about a build that was not as high as that earlier. And now a lot of insiders on mobile are receiving a 16.2.1.2, which is not the number that's on the board. The darn soccer.
There are new Twitch Prime games available to buy. Nintendo Switch with that is themed about Monster Hunter. The XX is coming out in Japan, not here, only in Japan, because Japan always get the cool stuff and we don't.
Is NeoWind trying to steal our news? They're just North Korean company released his new tablet called the iPad.
We will sue NeoWind.
Is NeoWind stealing our news?
Who is that?
Actually, that would be kind of...
Leave a message if that's important. You've been...
Well, that's a company... Well, 524 is a number from the Plateau.
Okay, well, it's the second time in 2 days. So
really?
Leave a message.
Leave a message.
But yesterday they didn't.
Well, that's not important if they don't. They want to sell you something.
Probably. Like, this company I'm going to be working with in July, it always shows no caller ID, but they leave a message.
Okay.
So, it's important when you get a message.
Apparently you need a tampon with that at. That's Ripple Pearl saying that.
What? Why? Because I'm going to be bloody?
Oh my God, Patrick.
Oh, they did leave me a message.
Make America great again would be a worse, I gotta say. Please.
You see, Cosmic Levis knows about good movies. He watched Totoro. You have to watch that.
Okay.
And they did leave me a message actually, but it was kind of cool. But it was kind of quick.
You gotta promise me, if I watch one of those things, you gotta watch one of those movies that I told you about.
What, your porno movies?
No, not the porno ones.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, Catherine of the Deep.
We'll watch Totoro together if you want.
Sophia of the West.
I even bought a poster of Totoro this weekend.
Okay. So anyways, quickly, nothing much.
Nah, I have nothing to add.
Refurbished Samsung Galaxy Note 7 get priced, and they're kind of high priced. Nothing else. Nothing else. Really got nothing much. Today in our retro gaming, we will be battling out, and totally, it's like to the death, we will be playing summer games.
Woohoo!
And
will it work this week?
Well, we'll get the Atari out, and we'll play the original one we've played already.
Okay.
And we have to, it's the winner takes all.
Yeah, but if I recall, you were because it used a lot of the keyboard. You're with the arrow keys. You're really a lot better than I am.
No, but this one is on Atari. We'll play with a joystick.
Oh, okay.
Summer games.
Okay.
World games. World games.
Oh, world games.
Yeah, world games. Sorry.
Because summer games, I remember.
We
would use the arrow keys and I was like...
World games. No, we're playing world games tonight.
Oh, you got a working joystick? Yeah, I know. Shut up.
I should. You should.
I'll
take the bad one, so I'll give you a chance.
Well, I'll win anyway.
Yeah, right. So,
with Ferdinand.
With Ferdinand, yes, the stallion. We all want a stallion in our life. That sounds so bad. So, 7:30 in about 1 hour and 15 minutes, while we now go eat some of those weird Mexican tortilla things that are frozen. And, of course, we will be... back at 7:30 p.m. That's 23:30 UTC. Okay, thank you, Proud Geek.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Tech.
Yes, it does sound bad, Patrick Manny. So we'll be battling out at World Games, trying to. I want Russia to be the number one in the world, and I'll be against Japan.
Nihon.
And of course, I think it's gonna be fun. What do we have? We had vodka, eh? You brought some vodka?
Yeah.
So World Games and vodka.
Just so that defeat is, feels a bit better for you Russians, I brought vodka.
Yes, but you did not bring the what the hell is these little things falling everywhere? Chips? Okay. But you didn't bring the Russian vodka. You bring the French vodka.
Yeah.
The worst vodka in the world. Actually, no, it's good.
It was given to me by Pepe.
Pepe. Pepe gave you vodka?
Pepe Le Pew.
Okay. So, Russia tonight against Japan. In World Games, we'll do a 2 out of 3. What do you think?
Yeah, well.
A 2 out of 3.
We'll see what time we've got.
Well, a 2 out of 3, we should have time. It's the only game we're playing anyways. And
then we'll see.
Thank you everybody for being here as usual.
Always
remember, you got to make it something special next week because it's the last from the couch.
We'll find something. Remember
from the couch.
Remember to buy a fidget spinner.
I was thinking, and I want your advice on this.
Should you buy one?
No, I'll eventually have one for some reason, but I don't know.
What do you want to know?
How about we don't do a retro gaming next week?
Okay.
And we kind of do a longer last from the couch.
Oh, I'm fine with that. I don't care. It's alright.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? A longer from the couch, no retro gaming next week? Just to end it in beauty? Well, actually, I don't know if it's going to end in beauty, after we drink a lot. I got another email today, by the way. I got another email today saying that we drink too much on the show.
Oh?
Apparently.
What is it, from some kind of vegan who doesn't take alcohol?
No, probably some Jesus guy.
Who's probably a vegan?
A Jesus guy vegan. A vegan Jesus guy.
That would be special.
Thank you,
dear
Lord.
Yeah, it will be the last next week, but I will be back sometime. That I promise. I promise to be
One thing for sure is I'm not doing another From the Couch without him.
No, but I'll be back live.
And we never know what could happen. You have your duties. I will have mine. But it doesn't mean that we'll never be back.
Nope.
It's not a cross on this show and it's over and it's finished. I got to tell you one thing. One of the things I'm pretty sure is going to happen is we're going to end next week, and the week after, I'm going to be sitting here on Thursday and saying, "Well, it's kind of boring, eh?"
Well, just text me.
Something's not right.
Text me. We'll just do something.
So we'll end up at the karaoke bar.
Nah. If I come here and I bring half of what I got home, it will be free.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Maybe we should do that instead of beer.
I'll
bring something. I'll go to the. I'll get a bottle of something.
I'll see what I can get to.
Maybe we could just get. Oh, what about that bubbly thing? That bubbly wine.
That bubbly wine.
Yeah, the one that my dad and your dad. Buys.
Yeah. Okay. I'll tell.
How about we have a little bubbly thing just for the, it's special occasion.
Yeah. I'll tell you which one is good.
Okay.
There are some that
tell me and
I'll
okay. Tell me which one and I'll go and no. I'm gonna pay it. You come here all the time, so it's like I already squat pretty much your alcohol when you bring it. So.
Do you have flute for it?
So good question. I'm not sure I do.
Oh.
Yes, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure.
Well, I have.
I'll check it out, and
anyway, I have all the one.
I'll bring the bottles of bubbly, and you.
I'll check it out.
And so next week, be here for the last show. I hope you guys are going to enjoy it. So next week, no retro gaming. We'll do a longer From the Couch. and we'll just have fun. We'll have our news, and you know what? How about we add a little something next week? Regular news and a gaming. You'll have, and I'll have a funny tech news that it's like laughable, and you'll have a funny gaming news that you're like, what? I don't know. You know, that a crazy console from a Chinese company that's like, what the hell is that?
I'll see what I can do.
Anyways, anything goes next week.
Oh boy.
And well, no, from the couch. And we won't sing songs because our videos are blocked everywhere when we sing. It's like it's not a carpool karaoke here. It's the couch karaoke. No, it's just the from the couch.
Okay, the one my dad buys when we go to your dad's place is $52 a bottle.
Okay.
And the nearest one from my place would be at probably Marché Jean Talon if you want to be safe.
Okay.
They got 36.
They got 36. You better stock up, man. 36 at $54 a bottle. So we'll check that out. We'll check that out. I'll either take that or I'll take a bottle of some kind of alcohol that is like, this looks cool. Let's try that.
I don't drink alcohol.
Yeah, right. Like that sake that you brought.
That I was so sad. I went back to get the Snowman and sake, and the guy.
There's no more anywhere. Have you checked?
I checked. The guy tells me, "Oh, it is pretty rare." Really? The last 2 times I came, there were like 20 bottles.
No, we'll sing songs that we actually wrote ourselves. Like that, they won't be blocked. Nobody knows them.
Snow Maiden Sake.
Is there some somewhere?
At Boucherville.
Well, that's kind of far to get sake.
And the place it says there's one left, usually it's because there's none.
There's none usually, no. There's always that thing. It's like at Radio Shack, or I remember Radio Shack stores going there, and it's like, yeah, we got one left, and the guy disappears in the back room, and you wait for 20 minutes, and he comes back out and he says, I can't find it, but it says that we have one left.
Yeah, usually it's because the system.
It's like no, there's no one left.
Unfortunate.
It got stolen, or somebody did something wrong, or
when there's more Snow Maiden sake at the SAQ, I buy like 3 bottles.
Okay.
Because I remember like a few weeks ago it was like really hot, and I was home and I was like, I would really drink a bottle of that on ice, just relaxing home. It's.
Oh, that was kind of nice. It was amazing. It was pretty surprising.
Next time I go, I'll ask if they have more other fruity sake.
And they were good with the sushis and everything. It was really good.
Yeah, but they must have other fruity sake, which would resemble that.
Fruity sake.
Because this one was fruity and sweet.
Yeah, Radio Shack is gone. I did see there was an auction in the United States, by the way, where they were selling Radio Shack memorabilia, like at auction. I would have liked to have in my shack a Radio Shack sign somewhere. That would have been a nice thing to see. So in an hour and interesting, I got 2 clocks that are not synchronized.
Because Linux is crap.
That is interesting. One says 6:22 p.m. The other says 18:23.
Check the Videotron clock on some phones. It's like 6 minutes behind.
Oh, please. So, okay. Take care, everybody. See you next week. Last show from the couch, please. Be there. It's going to be important. It's going to mean a lot to us also if you can be there. Of course, 4 p.m. Eastern, 2000 hours UTC. Special from the couch. It's going to be longer than today. We're just going to cry our heart out of our last show together. And in an hour and 6 minutes from now, we are battling it out with World Games. Russia will win. 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. Russia against Japan.
You see, this is what you look like when you play World Games.
I look like the strong man. You look like the sissy.
Yeah, you are the magic card.
You are the sissy.
You're the magic card. I'm the Gyarados.
You know the sissy boy today? They don't know what they are. Look at that. Sissy boy. How can that make good children later in life?
Well, look at my parents before saying that. Oh no, that's not nice.
That's bad, okay? That is bad. So see you in an hour and 6 minutes. Love you all. Thank you, everybody. Thank you again, Bobby Burgess, for the beautiful donation you gave me. Much appreciated. Take care, everyone. See you in an hour and 5 minutes. If you're not there, next show, tomorrow is a radio show. Can we get a cooking from the couch video, please? Okay, we're gonna try something. And what is that? What are you doing?
I don't know. He's swimming in the air.
You know, he's got such an open mouth that I get all sorts of ideas with that thing. See you later. And tomorrow's radio show, by the way, on shortwave, 4 p.m. Eastern, 2000 UTC. We are going to be live talking about shortwave radio for those on the radio channel. And next week, of course, live shows as usual. Take care.
He's dead.
Merci.
Merci à toi.
And see you a little later.
Yeah, take care.
Bye. Oh my God. Take care all.